guys, welcome to a What's Up Wednesday.
Hey guys, um, here in our 395 DS, we had a little problem with our microwave. The glass was fogging up, so we contacted Alliance, and they were nice enough to send us another microwave. So we're in the process of swapping out the microwaves. We got in kind of a hurry over the weekend, so we pulled it out and didn't film taking the other one out, but it's not too bad. I mean, I'll show you. Here's what we got. The top here, you got the two holes for the screws. You take the screws out, unplug your wire up there to disconnect it from the wall. So we did this in combination. I did some of that with the step stool. Tina got on the step stool, loosen up the bolts. We have this nice cutting board here that our brother-in-law made for us. It's really nice, but we put a blanket over top of that. And then I sat here and held up the microwave while Tina loosened the bolts, and then we dropped the microwave down. And then you have to lift it off these brackets in the back. We did have this vent installed because our RV didn't come with the microwave vent. So we stopped at the hardware store and got a piece of sheet metal ducting that we can cut to match the back of the microwave so we can vent straight out and not get any air circulating back inside the microwave. Because there is this little board giving you a little gap here, and I'm guessing they're pushing the microwave out so you don't hit the doors when you swing the doors open. Because some of us like to just randomly grab the door and swing that baby wide open. That'd be me. But anyways, so I'm gonna get to work on this. I'm gonna get the templates out of the box and match it up to the wall so we can make sure that the bracket and stuff is the right height. Make sure the holes match up before we actually lift the microwave up, because we want to do this once. So we have the back flange for the microwave, so when you're using the fan, it opens up, and when you turn the fan off, it goes down. And by the way, if you're noticing the pot sitting there on the floor, that is because we had to pull stuff out of the cabinet to get to the screws for the microwave. So that's why that's there. That doesn't stay there. It's just there now. So I bought this vent, and I got some tin shears. I'm going to cut that, and then this will go right in here. And I have my 1/8 extension for the vent going out the wall for the microwave. This is the box for the microwave. Opened it up. Careful, they use the copper staples here. Those babies are sharp. They say you got 48 hours for replacements to notify them any damage. So check your boxes. Put your microwave out. On the top, you have your bolts for your microwave. You have your plate and your screens and your rack to go in your microwave. And then underneath this is the microwave. So I'm going to open up the manual, which is in there, and get the templates out and see how everything matches up. So I went in the box, I got out the manual, I got out the templates. This is one of the templates. This is the template for the back wall. You hang it up like this to make sure everything's right. Since we had a previous microwave in here, I'm going to measure from the template and then measure my measurements here to make sure distance from the top to the bottom match up. Just pay attention to templates. The top doesn't go to the top of the paper, it just goes to the dotted line, just so you know. If you happen to take this bar out and you move it around, or you decide to get rid of it for some reason or whatever, make sure you don't use any screws longer than what you took out of the wall. And if you take the bar out, make sure you use shorter screws, because you are not in your house. You don't have 4 inches on the other side to play with. Once you go into the wall, you've got about yay far, and you do not want to put a hole in the side of your RV. So, but I will take these measurements and double check and make sure everything's lined up, because I want to make sure before I put the new bracket on here that the distance is right, so when we hang it, we don't get it halfway up and then we can't clear the cabinet. I've got my frame made to go in the wall there. The piece that goes in the back of the microwave just slides right in there. So once you get mounted to the wall, I go right in there. I have some heat tape approved to like 325 degrees for the exhaust. So this piece will go up here. I made my measurement so it'll stick out far enough. I'll put that up there. I'll mount it. I'll tape it off. And then we slide the microwave up. This will slide right into there. So we'll exhaust all of our exhaust out of over the stove, and microwave and stuff will go right outside. All right, guys. I mounted my vent adapter there. So I got it mounted. This is heat rated tape, so make sure you check the heat rating on the tape. You don't want to put anything that's going to burn up or whatever. I taped it on the inside here to get a better seal. Make sure the stuff goes out the vent. There's the vent there. I mounted it. I measured to make sure it's about 1 inch here to match my gap here on the bottom. I taped it inside and out, and then after I was done, I just took the back of the vent cover from the microwave and make sure that that will slide in there. So when it's done with the microwave, it should sit like that and be on the back of the microwave there. This piece has to mount to the back of the microwave. And then on the bottom here, I took the new mounting bracket up to the old mounting bracket to make sure all the connections and everything are the same. It looks pretty much the same, so I'm not going to change the bracket out. I'm going to leave the same bracket. Looks the same, so that's where we are. And I had to I cut an additional hole because there's 3 mounting holes on the top, and then I cut or drilled another hole here because it was a little off center. I opened up for the power cord here in the bottom, but in the top of the cabinet I left the hole where it was because this is hollow up in here, so my finger's going through the hole right now there, so it'll look finished on the top side. So anyways, we'll be mounting the microwave here shortly. If you have the microwave out of the box, you open the top side of the box, take all your different attachments that are up there, leave the foam in, fold the sides of the box back along the flaps of the box along the sides, and then gently roll over the box so that it's resting on the foam on top of the microwave, which is what it's doing now. And then you can access everything and slide the box off, and then you can access everything. There's a screw here you take loose if you're venting out of the back. It's all in the directions. You pull the fans out, flip them over. You should match up with these holes, and then use your some cutters or something, or I think you can pry them, but it's better if you use like tin snips or wire cutters or something. Little prongs here, and then these little metal plates, wherever I put it. Oh yeah, these little metal plates, got the metal, these pop out. Don't need those, so it'll vent out the back, and then I'll put this cover back on. And after I slide this piece right here, let's get the right side up. So this is the top of the microwave. So you want the vent so it opens downwards, so it swings back because of gravity. And then just slide that in there like so. And I don't have my gloves on, so be careful because these edges are sharp. And do that, and then the cover goes back on the top. So on a side note, something you think you would think about for men or women doing this project: if you're drilling or sawing, cover things up. I thought I was being pretty neat, and I had the paper over here covering some stuff and how all this stuff moved. I got done, and my wife walked in and said, "There's the clean dishes, there's her cooking utensils, there's the spoon for the coffee, and some other stuff. Dust was on the coffee pot, dust was all the way over here." She goes, "Did you cover or move anything?" I'm like, "Oh, I didn't make that big of a mess." She's like, "There's like sawdust everywhere." So just a note, cover things up, move things out of the way, so that you're not making a huge mess like I did. Little bit of challenges. One of the pins to lock into the bolt to hold the microwave up fell down in the microwave, so I had to take the microwave apart to get that out. But that was fun. Anyways, they got it in there. I think the vent matched up really nice, and this is what it looks like. just like our microwave in the counter. We did add this third bolt, so we were able to really secure it well and then secure the wire back up. But there she is. That's nice. I have to get used to how this thing works. It's a convection microwave, so really nice one. Nice LED light. Really lights it up nice. So we're very happy. All right, guys. Content, please give us a thumbs up. If you like to comment on the microwave or have questions, just leave a comment down in the comment section. We'll check it out. If you'd like to see our next video drop, just hit the bell. And we'll talk to you later. Have a good one. Bye.